Hello and welcome to this edition of IABM TV. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Mike Grieve, Commercial Director at Mo-Sys Engineering. Hi Mike.
Hi Darren, how are you?
I'm good. Good to have you with us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mike, I understand Mo-Sys has launched a new initiative this year called Cinematic XR. Can you tell us a bit more about that and what it involves?
Yeah, so Cinematic XR is an initiative and it's one that comes out of earlier work that we did shooting with LED volumes. Everybody knows The Mandalorian, started 2020, it exploded and everybody's building LED volumes. But we quickly realized that there were some significant challenges there. One to do with quality, image resolution, color gamut, lighting, and the fact you don't get shadows in an LED volume. So all of these together, we realized that we needed to push things forward and basically work on improving the capability of LED volumes to produce cinematic level VFX shots. So it's an initiative. One product did come out of that, and that's a Cinematic XR focus. It's the first product of quite a few that we all have. And that's the ability to pull focus between talent in the foreground in the actual volume and objects in the virtual scene positioned behind the LED wall. So that's the first one, and there are more to come.
And where do you see the application for Cinematic XR having the most impact?
So in terms of Cinematic XR focus, it's basically making the wall able to do more than just be a very expensive backdrop. So introducing elements in the wall that the DP wants to focus on. So I could have a car or a person, and I want to, wrap focus between the two. So enabling that capability.
Fantastic. Now, at the recent launch of your refinery in LA, there was a lot of talk about hybrid virtual technology. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so the refinery is the name we gave to the stage that we have in LA, is really for DPs, production companies to come down and evaluate and try new things in virtual production. Let's be honest, this new wave of Unreal Engine based virtual production is quite new, and not everybody has shot in an LED volume. So it's a space that people can come down and try. And there we have both an LED volume and we have a green screen, so they can try both. What we were talking about with this hybrid workflow was the ability to use both in the same shoot. So there are pros and cons of using each technology. If you've got a very reflective surface, the Mandalorian character is a good example, then that's better served shooting in an LED volume because the light reflects off the helmet, the outfit and so on. But actually, if you want to have a more detailed scene or a wider shot, that's probably better done in a green screen. And so it's the ability to use both. Probably not on the same shot, but certainly in the same shoot. There'll be shots that will benefit shooting in one or other of those volumes. So it's the ability to do both. And the concept there was that our Star Tracker camera tracking system and our VP Pro XR content driver for LED volume actually will work in both environments. That was the whole message.
Yeah, and I guess you got the benefit of the operators being comfortable with that system. So they're comfortable with that, and it's just the change of the volume, as you say, or the green screen that has the difference. And I guess just, do you see that the movie side of the business as the early adopter of that hybrid virtual technology, or do you think it could also apply to broadcast as well right now?
I think it's more likely on the sort of movie, episodic TV, Netflix type of drama. That's where it's best used. I think the broadcast environment could use it, but they're very much used to green screen technology first and foremost. But yeah, it could go across the board.
Okay. So traditionally in broadcast, virtual production and Unreal graphics are used for things like game shows, sports, documentaries, children's programs. Where else do you think it could be used in the future?
Yeah, it's becoming more and more prevalent, isn't it? I think the two areas I would talk about next would be drama, where, let's be honest, the last 2 years have been quite difficult getting talent to a location. So the whole concept of building locations in the Unreal world, for a shot or a shoot that requires 2 or 3 different locations, you can build that in and Unreal World studios. So that would be one. So drama is another opportunity there. I think also broadcast. I mean, we've had virtual studios and augmented reality for a long time, since the mid-1990s. What we haven't had is things like lower thirds in news, the ability to basically create names, but put them into 3D blocks or elements that you can position anywhere in 3D space. That's another use I think is going to become more and more prevalent going forwards.
Okay. I mean, just one other question that springs to mind is, I guess, there's a load of content being shot, okay, in London and around the world right now. Some of them are scripted dramas for HBO, Netflix, Amazon, as you've mentioned. How do you get those production teams to find out about your new products that can make a real difference to how they can tell their story going forward?
Yeah, so the biggest challenge with virtual production, this current wave I'm talking about from early 2020, is not the projects, it's not the desire, it's not the money, it's actually the talent. It's people who know how to do this. We recognized that a while ago. I think a lot of other companies did, but we've invested in things like Mo-Sys Academy and training the trainers at universities who then train the next generation of talented creatives. That investment is really important if you want to see this technology adopt a faster curve into the mainstream marketplace. So we've invested in that already. I think other companies are beginning to do that as well. That's the biggest hurdle right now is talented people who know what they're doing in a virtual production stage. Yeah,
I think that's always the way, isn't it? And that's why they always gravitate to the best productions.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, Mike, well, I think our time's come to an end. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on IABM TV today. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you.